Welcome to Go Stargazing Live Parade of Planets Special. We will play our cosmic countdown while you tell your friends and family about us. Get the kids in front of the big telly. This show is designed to be watched on the big telly. We're in HD. So get us on the big screen, tag us in, get your kids in front of the big box, and let's play the countdown while we let people join. And then we're going to go full throttle to the Parade of Planets. It gets me in the mood for dancing, that theme tune does. Good evening, I am Vicky Video with my co-host Cosmo the Telescope Sloth, also the fastest sloth in the universe. More about that later. No other astronomy show has got a mute sloth as a co-host, and no other astronomy show has a jazzy hat sponsored by First Light Optics, probably anywhere in the universe, and that's what makes us different. Tonight we have got a light speed lineup of cosmic wonder. The Parade of Planets is lighting up the news, and we are here to show you how to spot this celestial spectacle with your family. Our superstar guests tonight are Greg Smye-Rumsby, tutor at the Royal Observatory in Greenwich. He's going to have a deep dive on the planets for us. Robin Scagell is here from the Society for Popular Astronomy. Robin will equip us with knowledge on how and when to spot the dazzling lineup with the kids, and also why Saturn, this is great, birthday present for me, why Saturn has been a little bit shy right now. Robin will also have news on National Astronomy Week. Dr. Sarah Crick from Mission Astro will be whizzing by on a shooting star. What's she got up her spangly sleeve? Spangly. You've got to wear something spangly if you're going to watch this show. I hope you're wearing something spangly. What has Sarah got up her spangly sleeve this month? And Captain Neil, our head honcho, will be here with events for you and the kids, although it's looking like most of the events this weekend are fully booked. What can we do instead? Watch this. And of course, Cosmo the Telescope Sloth will be here, mithering us with his quiz. Let's just pop him down on there for now. So as I say, the show is made for families to watch on the big telly. We're in HD, so fire up your big box, gather the kids and enjoy this starry-eyed space fest. We have one aim, and that's to get you and the kids outside looking up. There's plenty to see at the minute. We call it Sky Joy. So, in the meanwhile, whoosh, it's our theme tune.
It's Go Stargazing Live. Make the night sky come alive. It's Go Stargazing Live. Make the night sky come alive. Find the best and darkest places to go. Stargazing. Cool events and cosmic fun. We'll make the sky amazing. It's Go Stargazing Live. Make the night sky come alive. It's Go Stargazing Live. Make the night sky come alive. With your host, Vicky Video. And maybe, just maybe, a bit of Cosmo.
It's Cosmo, the Telescope Sloth. Actually, to be fair, I think Cosmo's getting way too much airtime. have to knock him down to the bottom of the schedule. I think he's already had about 6 mentions. Speaking of mentions, we have got an interactive chat room. So let us know in the comments where you're watching from. You can follow our Facebook page for cool things to look out for in the night sky. Meanwhile, I've got hair on my eyelashes, which is rather irritating. Is it one of Cosmo's? So don't be shy. Even if you've never joined a live stream like this, come and say hello. Just type it in the comments and it'll pop up just like this. Hello to Carol in Sheffield. Hello to Wendy in Nottingham, as you might say in America. Hello to Becky Stimpson. She's in March. Funny enough, I saw March pop up today and I thought I'd never heard of that before. Ian, top points to you. Long-time fan of the shows I've been doing for many years now. You finally spelt my name right, Ian. Well done. David joining us. It's the double D. Hello. The triple D, in fact. Dumbartonshire. Hello. David Deegan from Dumbartonshire. Barbara is watching in Cheltenham. Hannah is watching in Brodie in Leeds. Oh, I'm getting a good geography lesson tonight. I probably know my way around the solar system better than I actually do the UK. All these little places. Hello, Helen. Richmond, North Yorkshire. Any more for any more? Any more? So, as you can see, the comments pop up on the stream, on the screen. And what we'd like you to do now, we're all about the parade of planets. Tell us what you've seen in the sky over the past couple of days. You can't miss the planets. They've been unbelievable, even by my very enthusiastic standards. Tell us whether you've seen them, what you thought of them. Tell us which planets you've seen. Oh, Martin. Leslie, is Jenny in Rutland? Hi, this is Brian from Weymouth. And there was one here. Let's have a look. Martin Pierre Goletto Tankel. I hope I pronounced that right. Manchester. Hi, that's where I am tonight. Live from Manchester on a Friday night. I'm giving up my Friday night for you. We have learned astronomers on standby to answer most of your questions. Even if you are just getting into the world of stargazing, please ask away. We're here to equip you with the utmost of basics, so please don't be shy. If you've got a question, please just ask away. So Catherine, hi Bob, starry-eyed Bob. Greetings from windy Southport. Bob, I hope you've not blown away today. Obviously you haven't, otherwise you wouldn't be here. I hope you've all weathered the storm, as I also hope that your roof tiles have weathered the storm as well. And hello, George and Luke in Wetherby, and Catherine too. Right, we are going to be back in a moment with Cosmo's quiz. Then we're going over to Greg. It's a bit nippy in here, actually. My fingertips are cold. Okay, we'll be back in a moment.
I'm Dr. Sarah Crick, and I'm a space educator based in Hampshire. We have a brand called Mission Astro, where we make lots and lots of cool content for everybody about astronomy.
STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, art and maths, and you can bring it all together with the kits from Mission Astro. You'll find astronomy glass kits, mosaic kits and paint kits with loads of online resources and videos to help you perfect your piece and to learn.
I'm very happy with that. It's beautiful.
Mission Astro STEAM kits are the ideal gift for the curious stargazer in your life. Order now at missionastro.org/kits.
I got one.
Go Stargazing Live
Is sponsored by First Light Optics, home of the Sea Star Smart Telescope that everyone can use. What are you mithering for, Cosmo? He's mithering, he's pestering, he wants something. What do you want, Cosmo? What do you want?
He's the fastest sloth in the universe. Can you guess where Cosmo's been this time?
If you listen very carefully to that, you will hear some weep, weep, weep noises in the background. That's actually a sample of the Cassini probe picking up Saturn's radio emissions. You'll hear it again shortly. You can listen in the background. Wee, 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 crazy noises. That is the sound of Saturn. So what happens is Cosmo is disappeared off around the solar system and he comes back after his little adventure, and you've got to guess where he's been. We're going to read out the clues. They're pretty simple. Who was it who used to say, don't phone, it's just for fun? Maybe that was on The Big Breakfast, one of my favourite shows. Don't phone, don't type in the comments, it's just for fun. Please don't answer now because you'll wreck it for everybody. And what's that, Cosmo? He says, if you do type the answer now, he'll scoot to your house on his shooting star, pick you up by the feet and wang you into the nearest black hole, which apparently is Gaia BH1. It's 1,500 light years from us, and you won't even have time to pack your toothbrush. So you'll be in serious trouble from me and Cosmo. So here's your first clue. Where has Cosmo been in the solar system this month? He came back looking very bald and burnt. His fur didn't stand a chance. It was all burnt off. That's your first clue. He was burnt to a cinder on his return. Right, who've we got coming up? Let's have a look. Hello from Chepstow, Wales. What have you all seen in the sky this month? Please flood my comment section. Have you seen the parade of planets? Have you seen Mars burning like a fiery red? It always reminds me of the red sequin Mars does. It's just so big and stable and round and beautiful. Maybe you saw Jupiter. Maybe you saw Saturn, which is a bit of a tough spot at the minute. More about why Saturn is being a little bit of a squib in the parade of planets later on with Robin from the SPA. Right, we're going to go over to Greg Smye-Rumsby in 3, 2, 1. Introducing Greg.
Hi.
Hello, Greg. Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
Yeah, nice lot of buzz, I must admit. It's all popping off, as they say.
It's
there's a lot of stuff in the sky at the moment. And in fact, it's clear tonight. As I was
forgot to
walking
mention,
to the back of my garden, I've got a little studio in the back garden. That's where I'm sitting now. And I looked up and I could see the planets and I could see a lot of the good constellations like Orion. They're doing a magnificent job of keeping us entertained, especially with the weather. I don't know what the weather's been like in Manchester, but it was pretty windy down here and a lot of rain as well.
Yeah, actually, we've had clear skies, but lots of wind today. And I did actually used to live on Anglesey for a long time, and that's been getting hammered today. So hello to all my friends. You can't have good hair on Anglesey. It's just physically impossible. Hats are the order of the day. So yeah, maybe we've got some viewers. I think my friend Johnny might be watching in Triada Bay, Anglesey. So Greg, lovely to meet you. Tell us more about yourself.
Well, I work at the Royal Observatory, and I've done so for around about 22 years. So I've been there quite a while. I do workshops with the children. Sometimes I do corporate events, entertaining businesses. I also create educational toys out of card. So they're very good. There's just simple things sometimes just for children to color in and make mobiles, which are quite nice. I also operate the giant telescope, the Great Equatorial, on our program called An Evening with the Stars. So we get a chance to show the public through a giant telescope, as well as a load of smaller telescopes as well that we have at the Royal Observatory. And it can be quite chilly. I think the general public don't realize that when you go outside and you look in the sky, it's fine. But when you go into observatory, it'd be lovely and warm. And of course, they're not. They're actually as cold as the outside. So they usually don't wrap up as warm as they should. So what else do? I do the adult educational programs on Tuesday evening, but there's one I do on a Monday night, and that's via Zoom, where I'm sitting now, and that's all about aliens. So it lasts 6 weeks. I know. Everybody wants to hear about aliens, but very exciting stuff.
Okay, so we have the Parade of Planets. Look at this cute little thing that my friend got me. Someone's handmade it and it's gone in a charity shop and it's been given to me. My only complaint is the sun is like dark orange and black. So I don't know what planet it's come from, but
the sun is going to go like that in about 4 billion years anyway. It's going to start.
Oh, there you go. It's ahead of its time. It's ahead of its time.
Way ahead of its time.
So we've got the Parade of Planets. What's going on, Greg? Tell us a bit more.
Well, it's nothing special. I know the press have been going on about it. What is special is the fact that the big planets that everybody recognizes, such as when you say Mars and Jupiter and Saturn and Venus, they are on view. But of course, there are other planets, like, for example, Uranus and Neptune. They're not so easy to see unless you have some kind of telescope or something. Certainly, Uranus can, under exceptional conditions, be seen with the naked eye, but I've never even tried to look for it. But Jupiter, the largest planet in the solar system with 79 moons, only superseded by the next planet in size, which of course is Saturn, that has 146 moons. That's staggering. Absolutely. And we have, oh, that's right, one. So yeah, Mars is bright red, and the science behind it is that billions of years ago it used to have water on its surface, and the water somehow has rusted the iron in the rocks. The rocks have obviously being eroded, and now we send rovers to Mars to really move among the rocks to sort of investigate them right up close, and we can make out exactly what Mars is all about.
Right. So yeah. So what's your favorite planet at the minute then to view?
Oh no, mine has to be. But I get this asked a lot by the children in the planetarium. It has to be Uranus. Uranus is a weird little planet. It's the coldest planet in the solar system, among the ranks of planets. That is. Yeah, absolutely. Uranus, discovered in 1781 by William Herschel by accident, and on that single moment in time, he doubled the size of the solar system. I mean, imagine being William Herschel and suddenly going, hang on a minute, I think I've just doubled the size of the solar system. And of course, then you could move on to that argument about Pluto. Should Pluto be reinstated as a fully fledged planet? Personally, no, because I think it's given us another look to how planets are formed and the different types of worlds that's lovely. Uranus, you only need to tip that up actually, Vicky, and that's suddenly Uranus. Absolutely. So the Pluto argument was a good one, but I'm pleased that it has its own classification. It's called a Plutoid, although most younger members of the society sort of think it's a dwarf planet, which it is, absolutely. And there are 4 dwarf known planets with names. That's Eris, Haumea, and Makemake. But the reason why I really like Uranus is because it was tilted over in the past, shortly after the solar system had its birthday. Happy birthday. As soon as that moment occurred, then everything sort of settled down, but it's never been fully settled. We've had Jupiter, the giant planet, slowly moving closer to the sun, and it's disrupted the beautiful dance of the planets around the sun. And with that in mind, there were some ideas about Neptune and Uranus actually swapping orbits, and that Uranus should be the outermost planet. But in the tumbling they did, this tumbling dance they did, it's upset the inner workings of Uranus, and that's why it is pretty much the coldest planet that we know of. It's a really, really weird world.
It's disturbed. That's what it is.
It is indeed, yes. It's got some disturbed satellites as well, like Miranda, discovered in 1948 by Gerard Kuiper. It's a world that looks like it's been broken apart, but not completely, and then reassembled, but all the parts have been put back wrongly. And
that's how I feel.
It just looks a bit weird. Absolutely.
Cool stuff. So you tell us about the courses that you run then at the Royal
Observatory. Yeah. So they're always on a Tuesday night at 7:30. You can turn up. They're always on site. They're the only one that isn't is the Monday night one on aliens. But we have a maximum of 35 people. It's just to do with administration and the size of the classrooms. I do 3 courses. I do Introduction to Astronomy. It says what it does in the title. The next one is AAB, or Amateur Astronomy for Beginners. Now, that's all about telescopes, how they work, and even perhaps gives you an idea as to which one you can afford. I noticed, Vicky, you held up a lovely C-Star, which are amazing telescopes. The technology has moved on so amazingly, and if people want to buy a C-Star, go right ahead. You will not be disappointed. My only reservation about C-Star telescopes is you cannot look through an eyepiece. So you're not actually allowing the photons of light from galaxies and the cosmos to go into your eyes. You're actually looking at it on your phone or a tablet or something. It's not quite the same. I've got a lovely little Questar here, which was designed by Mr. Braemar in 1954. And these were considered the Rolls Royce of telescopes. It's a lovely little beast. And I've always wanted this type of telescope, and I paid for it with quite a few months' salary, I have to say, back at about 1970. But I've had it ever since, and it's a lovely little machine. The optics, I would say, were brilliant. But the Sea Star will certainly do a lot of the work that this little baby can do. And behind me here is a 12-inch Maksutov Kleitsov, that one there. It's a rather strange. It's not a Schmidt-Cassegrain, the standard sort of telescopes you can buy in the shops. It's a strange telescope, that one there. And underneath the desk here, I have a roller scope, a design of telescope that's a big ball, bit like the old-fashioned Astro scan, but it's the marketing for it. I don't know. You can see it just there. You can see the poster. You can't see the logo. If I tilt that up, you can see it says roller scope. You can see
I've
that.
never heard of one of those. What is
No,
it?
no, you won't have done. It was one I put together with a friend of mine, Norman Fisher. But the marketing on it is it's the world's smallest large telescope.
Good.
Yeah, you see. So it's a 14-inch mirror, so it sucks in a lot of light. It really does. So the courses are very instructional. The one on aliens I was given because we couldn't do the amateur astronomy for beginners course during lockdown because it's quite interactive. We're holding telescopes and building them and putting them back down again. And so my line manager at the Royal Observatory said, I don't suppose you'd like to do a course on astrobiology? And I went, yes, please. And it took me a while to construct, but it lasts 6 weeks long. You can never imagine you can have a course about aliens that lasts 6 weeks, but I can assure you I have to cram it in. It is amazing.
Awesome stuff. Well, I'll have to. So what age? Let's take the aliens one. What age is this suitable for then?
All my courses are suitable for adults, unfortunately, but
Okay.
I do the workshops for the 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13-year-olds at the Royal Observatory. I do more of the 9 and 10-year-olds than any other age, but I do little tiny weeny ones with Ted, and we do the singing. And when I have to do the 4 workshops, the 4 planetarium shows, I have to sing that song 32 times.
Sing what song's that? Sorry.
Ted and Plant in Space, where will they go next? So it's a tune, and the kids all join in. It's good fun. It's good fun.
Good. We need a bit of music in the cosmic world. We've got a couple of questions here. Brian Walker, is Jupiter's orbit stable, or is it still changing, Greg?
No, all the planets jostle around. It's because it's so massive, it will be way more stable than a less massive planet. Mars gets knocked around quite a bit, to be honest with you. There are even suggestions that as the sun ages to a big bloated red giant, that Mars might actually be ejected from the solar system by interactions with Jupiter's gravity. Yeah, but these are just scenarios that can't possibly be proven 100%. But when the solar system formed, we probably had a couple more planets the size of Neptune in the solar system ranks.
I love the fact of Mars just being jettisoned. I wonder how fast it would go and whether we'll be able to see it and how it would. Yeah, I did not know that one. I might have to investigate that.
Here's a good one for the younger members of your audience, which they can let go of this piece of information to their friends, is when you do the names of the planets, and I do this for the children, I go Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Caelus, and Neptune.
Right. Okay. Tell me more about that.
And they go Caelus. And I go, well, Jupiter is a Roman god. So is Saturn. So is Neptune. But Uranus is Greek. And then I ask the kids, can you give me the Greek name for Jupiter? And this is a king, Athens, living on Mount Olympus.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Zeus, of course. And then they give me the Greek version for Neptune, which of course Poseidon, etc. It just gets into a nice little discussion. I see you've got another little question on the screen or something. George and Luke have seen Mars and Saturn through the telescope tonight. Saturn, well done. That's really low. It's underneath Venus. Venus has that really bright star. Just a little trick here, a little trick. Okay, when you look at stars, because they are so tiny, the little balls of warm and cold air that make up our atmosphere, and they tumble around. We can't see them. We can't see them at all. We can see the effect of these little bubbles of hot and cold air because it disrupts the light from those stars. It buckles the light. It makes them flicker. We call it twinkling. The technical term is scintillation. Planets are not as small as stars, so their light is bigger and therefore does not get, mucked about with by our air currents. And therefore, when you look at a star that you might consider could be a planet, just see if it's twinkling, it's a star. Usually the planets you can see are brighter than stars like Jupiter and Mars. But if they're not twinkling, they're probably planets.
It's a dead cert, pretty much. Yeah. So scintillation. I feel pretty scintillating tonight. Bob, a long-time fan of the show. Thanks for the info about Uranus, Greg. A few new facts for me. That's great. Every day's a school day. Even in astronomy, there's just so much to learn. No matter how learned you might think you are, there's always a wow fact that you didn't know.
I'm always learning all the time. I promise.
Greg, it's been an absolute pleasure to see you. Are you going to go out and do any observing ce soir?
No, I'm not. I have been working very hard because we've got Astrofest coming up in Kensington.
Would you like to give Astrofest a little plug?
Okay, and that's on the 7th and the 8th of February. So literally in just about 2 weeks' time. In fact, 2 weeks' time today is our first one. Load of speakers, loads of good quality science talks if anybody wants to turn up or book into that. Astrofest occurs every year and it's always at the beginning of February, and I will be there wandering around. So I've been working so hard since early this morning. I'm probably just going to flake out right now. I'm sorry about that.
I'm going to let you enjoy flaking out. Cosmo says thank you. And catch you soon, Greg. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for the new facts. See you later.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
The scintillating Greg Smye-Rumsby there. Let's have a look at the comments coming in. Johnny Parry, Hinny Bonnie Parry is watching in Anglesey. Hi, Johnny. I know you got me on the big telly. Yeah, Cosmo says hi as well. Let's see. We've got Andrew Gray. Hi, Andy. Space for All Education. Big shout out to Andy and all of the outreach he does. And his main mission is getting children educated about the stars. So that's exactly the kind of thing that we like here. So let's see what else we got. I think we've said hello to everybody. Hey, we're up to date on the comments. Keep the comments coming in. Any questions, any comments, anything at all, drop it into the chat room. Do you like the way the scrolling banner is matching my sequins? Changed it to gold. It's normally blue, but I was feeling a bit golden girl tonight. So we have got Cosmo. There's Cosmo's magic button gone again. Right, here we go. Second part of Cosmo's cryptic cosmic quiz. Hey, I like that. I think I'll start saying that. He's the fastest sloth in the universe. Can you guess where Cosmo's been this time? Quite taken with that little song. Made it today. It's got Cassini samples of Saturn in it. Cosmo, where have you been? I mean, he smells more than usual. He smells of rotten eggs today. He's been on his little journey through the solar system. He smells of rotten eggs. Where could he have been? He also took an umbrella, but it didn't help at all. So that's your second clue. Don't guess now, otherwise Cosmo will zip around on his shooting star and drop you into the nearest black hole. And you really don't want that because it's pretty cold, even colder than it is here in the UK at the moment. Hey, we've got Robin coming in a moment. Let's have a look. Hello from Greece. Please forgive me if I don't pronounce your name correctly whatsoever. But hello, Greek person. That's wonderful. The wonders of the worldwide internet. Brilliant. Oh, God. That's even a harder question than pronouncing the Greek name. Could dark matter be atoms that do not spin anymore? Does anyone want to have a go at answering that? Because not even me or Cosmo know that one. Right, let's have a look what's happening. Oh, we have got Robin Scagell is here from the Society for Popular Astronomy. I've got Robin to thank for a lot. We're going to get him on now. We're going to go into detail about the parade of planets. So we're going to go to light speed in a moment. We're going to go deeper and you're going to learn even more. We're going to find out why winter is best for stargazing with kids. We're going to look at the actual lineup. We've got a few graphics for you. Why Saturn's a damp squib at the moment. And then we're going to be mentioning National Astronomy Week, which is coming up very soon, and news about the Society for Popular Astronomy Young Stargazers. But first of all, Robin is going to answer this question here, straight out of the traps. Here he comes. Robin!
Hi there, Vicky. Nice to see you.
Hi! I've not seen you for so long.
No, it's been a while, hasn't it? When we did those Pop Astro lives back in COVID, but I'm back again. Anyway,
Yes,
great.
well done. Thank you so much for coming on. Who's got the best cosmic microwave backdrop there, Robin?
Oh, well,
It's
you
looking
have.
nice.
You always do, yeah.
It's looking
I
good.
mean, as long as mine doesn't fall down, it'll be fine. Oh, I mustn't just lodge it. Otherwise, the stars could fall out of the sky. That would be terrible, wouldn't it?
You see, many of these live streams, you see, people just have a digital backdrop and it's all fuzzy, but this is actually genuine cloth, isn't it? Look, we're the cloth kids tonight. Do you remember the nightmares I used to have with this? I just gave up ironing it in the end. Just let it do its own thing.
Yeah.
So yes, Robin is from the Society for Popular Astronomy, which we're going to come on about in a minute. Robin, what do you think of this question here in the chat room?
What do I think about it? It's a horrible question, and I don't know the answer. End of.
Yeah, I think you might need to speak to Brian Cox for that one. I'm sure he'd have something quite outspoken to say about that. Right, let's have a look.
I don't think atoms stop spinning in any case. They have a quality called spin, which is down in the quark level, but the atoms, no. I think the answer is simple answer: no.
Right, yeah, no, it's not. No. Jane is asking, Jane Kennedy, Grace, lovely name, would like to know when the last parade of planets was and how long until the next one. There you go, Robin. That's enough for you, isn't it?
Right, yeah, I've been looking up on this. In fact, when you call it parade, people have been talking about what's the best, and we've had planets in order and we've had planets in the sky before quite recently, but the problem was that they were in summer and they were always very low in the sky in summer. And this time, being wintertime, February, the planets are at their highest. And that's why we held National Astronomy Week, which we're coming on to this time. And so, they're about the best that I could go back looking for was about back in 1980, actually, when we had so many planets high up in the sky and easy to see. But when they were low down, we've had a couple of planets in the sky before now, but to get three bright ones and then Saturn as well, that's really unusual. And so it's a really good time to look at the planets because they're high up and you can't miss them.
Right then, let's get down into the details.
Next one not until 2037.
Robin, you are a veritable encyclopedia of information. That was an excellent answer. You should come on the show more often. Right, first of all, the nights are dark. Why is it so great for stargazing with kids at the moment?
As you say, because the nights are dark early. And if we were to wait, people say, why don't you do this sort of thing in April or May when that's when the skies are, when it's a lot warmer? The trouble is that it gets so dark. It gets dark so much later. And once we get beyond the clock change at the end of March, then you find that it doesn't really get dark until about 9:30 at night. And you know what parents are like, they want their kids in bed. So the kids would love to stay up that late, but actually a lot of them would start falling asleep. So we do our stargazing at this time of year when it gets dark early. Kids can get home from school, get some tea, and then get out and look at the sky. And so that's why it's best to do this sort of thing at this time of year. Funny enough, when we go to the other end of the year, back in October time, the clocks don't change until the end of October. A lot of people don't realize that. They know we have winter time and we have summertime, but we actually have only 5 months when the clocks are changed to winter time and 7 months when they're changed to summertime. So even at the end of October, it still doesn't get dark very early. And so
it's not 6 months. It's not 6 months of the clocks going out.
No.
How did I not know that?
You work it out. End of March, end of October.
I think that's fake news.
Know that.
I did not know that we had 7 months of British summertime as opposed to.
Yep, that's right.
That's just fantastic news. More summer. Who knew? Right then, let's talk about the parade of planets because people are going to be wanting to know what they look like in the night sky. Robin, have you got your little graphic there?
Right, that was good. Yep. Well, you can't miss Venus because if you look towards the west or southwest in the evening, as it gets twilight, you will see Venus shining really brightly. And
have you got your graphic, Robin? Where's your graphic? Your screen share?
Oh, right. Oh, I haven't got it ready. So sorry about that.
I thought him out. I thought he was just being the perfect.
I thought you had it.
No, I don't think you sent it. No, you didn't send it to me. I can entertain the troops. I'll entertain the troops while you have a fish round for it on your computer, or we could just use this if you wanted.
One of the problems was that my other computer showed too much of the rest of the room, so I had to use my laptop, and then I forgot to put all the other gizmos on the laptop. But so we have to do without that. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Okay, well, maybe in that case then, Captain Neil, Robin was going to have a graphic. Maybe Captain Neil listening in the green
there
room.
he is. He's got Solarium ready to share.
He's giving us thumbs up. Maybe, yeah. I don't think I can't. Right, Neil will be on shortly with the graphics, so you can see what the planets are going to be like. Yeah. But carry on, Robin.
Right. Okay. Over in the west, southwest, you've got Venus, really bright, really white, and that's lovely. But it's not so great through a telescope. It just looks like a little half moon. But you can almost just give it a couple of months, and you'll see it through binoculars as a thin crescent. So it's going to be being even more of a show in a couple of months' time. Be a bit lower then, and then more or less overhead. It seems though overhead actually it's about 60 degrees up, but to us, most people, if you look at 60 degrees up, you fall over on your back if you look any higher. And that's the planet Jupiter, and that's white as well. And then over in the east at the moment, also high up at about this time of night, you've got Mars. And people talk about the red planet. Look at it, you'll see that it's really red, and it's up there. Okay, not as red as a traffic light, maybe, but it's definitely noticeably red in color, reddish in color, compared with Jupiter and Venus. And it's interesting to compare the colors of all three. And they're the brightest things around, apart from the moon, and so, or any planes that happen to be around. So you can't miss them. They really are striking at this time of year.
Splendid. So next question, Robin. Why is Saturn a bit of a damp squib at the moment? Very interesting what you told me the other day.
Yeah, well, you've got Saturn there, and you can see that it's got its rings around it, and they're obvious even through a telescope. And the moment you've got them, there you are. Now, quite most of the time, Saturn takes 29.5 years to go round the Sun, and that means that some of the time, and it twists up and down as you're showing there. This is excellent. Who needs Stellarium when you've got Vicky? And yeah. Right at the moment, this year, they're more or less edge on as you've got them there. And that means that you don't have the brightness of the rings adding to the brightness of the planet as well. And in fact, they're really very dark at the moment. So you look through a telescope, you can hardly see them. And so it's a very unusual time to see Saturn. It means that it's really quite faint. It's about half the brightness that it usually is. And it's right underneath Venus at the moment. So you look at Venus and you'll see a little star underneath it, just sort of, people say a few inches. I suppose when they say a few inches, it means if you hold your hand out at arm's length, it's that sort of distance, just about a hand's breadth underneath Venus, and you'll see Saturn, just a fairly faint star, but you can't miss it. It's right underneath Saturn.
Excellent, Robin. Time is racing away. We've got a lot to fit in. So when is? Let's talk more about National Astronomy Week, which I'm involved in. Tell us when the dates are and how to get involved.
Yep, it's February the 1st to February the 9th. That's a Saturday, February the 1st to Sunday, February the 9th. So it's actually 9 days, a 9-day week. You can't miss that, can you? So we do that. So you've got 2 weekends. And what's going to happen is that at the moment we've got in the sky, we've got no moon around at all. But the moon is new in a couple of days' time. And by the first day of National Astronomy Week on Saturday, the 1st of February, then it will be visible as a thin crescent in the evening sky, and it will be very close to Saturn and Venus. And then as the week progresses, the moon moves a bit further up in the sky, and it gets fatter and fatter as it moves from a crescent to a half moon, and then of course it moves to not quite full. By the end of the week, it is really quite bright in the sky, and that means that it's a bit fatter. It's what we call the gibbous phase. And that will be on the following Sunday. So we can see the moon move through its phases, and you can actually track it through its phases. Hopefully it'll be clear every night, but if not, you can download from the National Astronomy Week website a graphic which shows the positions of the planets and invites you to plot the position of the moon each night. It's under the National Astronomy Week resources tab on the website, which we will come to, and you can then download that and do your own bit of stargazing and plot the position of the moon each night. So there's a bit of practical experience for you to do becoming a stargazer.
Excellent work, Robin. Now, finally, please tell us about the true organisation that you have grafted so hard for over the years, the Society for Popular Astronomy and the Young Stargazers section in this. It'd be awesome if you could join them if you're watching this, or maybe it's a gift for a young stargazer in your life.
Right. Well, the Society for Popular Astronomy does exactly what it says on the tin. It's for people who want to learn about astronomy, but they are not fully. That's the Astronomy Week website, astronomyweek.org.uk. There you go. The Society for Popular Astronomy, which I am vice president of, and I have been for years and years. I joined, you won't believe this, when I was about 15, and back in the 1960s, before people went into space. So I've seen the whole lot, and it's been a wonderful journey into space, for not for me personally, but for as a spectator watching things go into space. And everything's been transformed since we got things into space. We've been to the moon, people have walked on the moon, and with any luck they'll be walking on the moon again in a few years' time. Wow. So to learn about astronomy, you really need a bit of a help, and I find that certainly when I was growing up, there were no books on astronomy. Now it's everywhere, but you can learn an awful lot by reading. We've got a wonderful magazine. I've got a copy here somewhere. Hold on.
Come on, Robin, wave it in the sky. Look at this. And you've been editing this magazine for years. Yeah. If anyone wants to take over the editing.
Back in front as it looks there. That's the camera. It says Runaway Stars there. That's the January issue. And so I'm editor of that as well. So we've got a magazine, and you can find out, it's all in color. You can find out about astronomy, learn all sorts of things you didn't know. And that's great. What's great about astronomy, everybody can learn something. Even I can learn something after 60 odd years of being in the society. I'm learning things all the time. And so that's what's great about it. You don't need to have a PhD. You don't need to be really professional. You can just sit there, enjoy the stars, and read about it and say, wow, I didn't know that. And that's what's so good about it. And the website is popastro.com. You can't forget that, popastro.com, for the Society for Popular Astronomy.
That's brilliant. And I can
this as well for it's cheaper for the under 17s, under 18s. If you're up to the age of 17, you can join our Young Stargazers, and you pay less money at the same deal. So that's
Robin.
Great.
It's been a delight, and I can confirm that the SPA really does enrich your life. You make some wonderful lifelong friendships there. All right, Robin. Well,
we all have. Yeah.
Thank you for that deluge of information. I do hope that you get some clear skies this weekend, and good luck with National Astronomy Week. And I'll see you in a few weekends from now when I'm hosting one of your live streams with views of the planets. Yes. Catch you later, Robin. Thank you. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, thank you, Robin. Thank you so much. Right. Okay. We are now going to go over to Dr. Sarah Crick from Mission Astro. She is one of our brilliant sponsors. So please, thanks for that, Bob. I'm not going to put your comment up about the dark matter right now. I don't think we've got time to answer questions about electromagnetic charges. If brought into contact with normal matter, would they annihilate each other, releasing a massive amount of energy in theory? I just don't think I've got time to answer that question. But what I have got time to do is to go and check up the spangly sleeve of Dr. Sarah Crick at Mission Astro. So where is she living on my computer? She's around here somewhere. Oh no. Here she comes.
January 2025 is a superb time for planet spotters. In fact, I would say it has been the highlight of my January 2025 to see 4 beautiful bright planets in the sky most evenings, if the clouds do not get in the way of my wonderful plans. So I've been seeing Mars, Jupiter, Venus and Saturn most nights, pointing them out to my friends and family. I've been getting messages from people like, what's that bright thing in the sky? Or what's that bright star? And it's lovely to be able to tell them that's the planets in our solar system. Mars is especially bright. It's bright, it's got that orangey colour, it's the closest to Earth it's been in a long time. My children, so I've got a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old, they are super taken by Mars. There's not many things that have that orangey hue in the night sky. There's some stars that are, big enough and red enough that they're making that colour. But Mars is one of the things that stands out. You can imagine, those superb NASA images of Mars, like that real orangey, burnt orange colour.
when you see that little tinge of orange on Mars with your naked eye, you're like, oh yeah, you can make that association that that's Mars. So Mars is a wonderful one to look at the minute. But why is there all this buzz? So all this buzz about the planetary alignment, the parade of planets. It's a buzz because 6 of them are there right now. So you've got Uranus and Neptune that you can't see with your naked eye. You need powerful binoculars or a telescope in order to see them. Uranus is particularly lovely in a telescope. You can see that blue hue. And it's just breathtaking to actually see that colour. So you see colour on pictures of Uranus. It's lovely to see it with a telescope with your own eyes. But what is more special than a 6-planet alignment is a 7-planet alignment. And in February, Mercury is going to join the party. So the 28th of February, just after sunset, that's the best time to see all 7 planets in the solar system in Earth's sky. We obviously can't see Earth because we're stood on it, but the other 7 planets are visible in our sky along a line which we call the ecliptic. So a 7-planet alignment or a great planet alignment is super rare. It's a once in a lifetime event. So you're going to want to try and catch those planets. At Mission Astro, we're incredibly busy for National Astronomy Week. We are really looking forward to that on the 7th of February. We have a stargazing evening planned in Hampshire. So it is in Hartley Whitney, a village there, a wonderful dark location for us to see some planets in the night sky. We also have on that stargazing evening, there's a talk. So the talk is about how to escape the solar system. And then there's hot chocolate and cupcakes as well as the observing time. Also, for the first time, Mission Astro is going to visit Astrofest. So this is a wonderful event in London hosted by Astronomy Now. And we are going to go there on the 7th and the 8th to network with people, show you our products, and also, very importantly, on the 8th of February, a whole day of workshops for children. So if you've got young children, sort of 6 and up, we are going to be making mosaics. So we've got mosaic meteors here. Mosaic meteors we're going to be making, and for slightly older children, maybe 8 and above, we are making asterisms out of LEDs. So that's what we're doing for National Astronomy Week. We're also popping into some schools to give talks as well.
Thank you so much, Sarah. There is a link for Mission Astro. They are one of the sponsors of our show. Please support them. They've got these brilliant brand new mosaic kits. This is one of the ice giants, although I'm told it should be rotating around on its side there. This is Uranus or Neptune. Beautiful. I had loads of fun making this. Thank you so much, Sarah. It hangs on my bedroom wall. Just wonderful. So thanks for that, Sarah. Also, mega hair envy going on there. Right, okay. We have got... Dun, dun, dun. God, my computer fan is whirring. It's hot, 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 hotter than the surface of the sun. We have got Cosmo's final clue. Ah, where's your song gone, Cosmo? Don't forget to listen in the background. You should be able to hear the sounds of Cassini, the Saturn probes. It picked up radio waves of Saturn and converted it into sounds that the human ear and the sloth ear could hear.
He's the fastest sloth in the universe. Can you guess where Cosmo's been this time?
I'm getting in the mood for dancing. So I'm just going to tell you what's happening behind the scenes here. The boyfriend usually vacates the flat while I'm doing this show. And tonight he should have left here at 8 o'clock to go clubbing out in Manchester. And I can hear him crack. I don't know what men do in the bathroom, but I can hear all sorts of bangs, noises, flushes, cursing coming from the bathroom. I don't know what he was doing in there, but he's still at home, which means it's looking like I might be able to go out raving, hands in the air. I'm all dressed up and I've got my makeup done. I wasn't going to go out tonight, but it's looking pretty likely. I'm going to go to an event. Actually, funnily enough, it's called Galactica. It's a pretty cosmic space event at the Carlton Club in Manchester. If anyone fancies meeting me on the dance floor, I will be there. He's not coming. Right. Cosmo, where have you been this time? third clue. And this is where I want you to answer in the chat room. I'll recap all of the clues. Actually, no, I won't. I will not, because I don't have them in front of me without scrolling all the way back to my script. Anyway, named for love. The surface of this place is a fiery hellscape. Cosmo was lucky enough not to melt. His fur just burnt away. That was it. So he smells of rotten eggs. He's been to a fiery hellscape, and this place is named for love. Who's going to be the first one to get it in the comments? You'll win a kiss off Cosmo. Don't know whether you'd really want that, actually. Why would you want that? Where's Cosmo been? The fiery hellscape named after love. We've spoken about it a lot tonight. Where's he been? David Deegan doesn't count because he's a learned astronomer. Come on, let's get the answers in. Have a guess, even if you can see them popping up on the screen. They might be wrong. You never know. Where have you been, Cosmo? Where have you been? Where have you been? Where's you been, Cosmo? Let's just wait for a couple more answers to come in. Come on, fiery hellscape, named after love. Love, 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 love. Right, okay, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We have got Cosmo's been to Venus. It stinks there. It smells of rotten eggs. It's the sulfur. You know, sloths have a midden. They come down out of the tree and they have a midden, which isn't very nice here in my front room. But what can you do when you've got a sloth? Let's see who's got the answers right. Venus. Thank you, Martin. Bob Jessamine, Venus. Ian Baker, Venus. David, the double D, the triple D, Venus. Awesome. Well done, well done, well done, everybody. Give yourself a pat on the back like you're slapping mosquitoes. Okay, let's go through the clues. The atmosphere of Venus is incredibly dense and corrosive, filled with carbon dioxide and clouds of sulfuric acid that could strip away anything, including sloth fur. The planet's atmosphere reeks of sulfur, and its extreme conditions include acid rain that evaporates before reaching the ground. So Venus is named after the Roman goddess of love, but the surface is a scorching inferno with temperatures hot enough to melt lead. So there you go. That's where. Oh, I just hit my mute button then. Hopefully you didn't miss too much of me. Right, I have a scrat under my hat. And let's go over to Captain Neil. Dun, dun, dun. Captain Neil. Hey.
Good evening, Vicky. Good evening. That was quite a bit of a drum roll. I like that introduction. Thank you very much.
Are you jealous that I'm going clubbing, Neil?
I am very jealous. I think there might even be a train from Darlington to Manchester. I could be there in a couple of hours.
You could just drive your Tesla, Neil.
I could do.
Timothy's asked me, do I still have my Yuri Gagarin badge? Oh, you gave me a little pin badge. Probably not. I've probably moved house about 10 times since you gave it to me. I don't think I've got it anymore, but it might turn up in one of my little boxes of trinkets that we've all got. So, Neil, what you been up to?
A busy week this week, obviously work, but in addition to that, I've been just basically adding loads and loads of events to my website. So there's obviously these parade of planets that are visible in the night sky at the moment. I'm just really keen to help people, encourage people to go to their local astronomy club or their local observatory and see it for themselves through the telescopes.
Oh, yeah, there's so many events going on. Like, I mean, I asked you to mention a few, but you told me they're all sold out.
Well, this weekend they've been very popular. So I'm hearing that quite a few events are full. However, I'm adding events all of the time. So there's quite a few pop-up events that are taking place. You know, these are ones where people have waited to see what the weather forecast is doing. So basically, I would say have a look at the Go Stargazing website, if not a little bit later tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. And there's probably going to be something going on near you.
Actually, Neil, I'm just going to play this so you can see the kind of work that Neil does to keep us all informed as to what's happening in the astro world.
Download our free mobile app
To find out what's that in the sky, where and when to stargaze, and the best telescopes for beginners. The website's packed and the app is amazing, isn't it, Neil?
Yeah, there's loads of events on the app at the moment. So the app, free mobile app, it picks up your location or you type in your postcode and it will show you what events are going on near you.
Whoa, 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 whoa. And let's give a special shout out to one of our Go Stargazers, Kath Adams. What's she doing at the minute? Hi, Kath.
So yeah, Kath, lucky Kath. I think she's up in northern Norway, sailing around Alta or Tromsø. So she's on a Fred Olsen cruise, looking for the Northern Lights. So thank you, Kath, for posting all of your updates and making us all feel very jealous.
Yeah, she's seeing some stupendous aurora at the moment, which is touch and go whether you're going to see it, but she is defo seeing it.
Can I just quickly share my screen, because Robin was talking about the Astronomy Week and the Parade of Planets. So let me just, I've got some system settings to open up. Hang on a sec.
It's never smooth on this, honestly. It's never smooth, but I'll just entertain the troops. I'll entertain the ghost stargazers. Cosmo, actually, I tend to like to wang him off into orbit for his next adventure. So let me just. He's gone. He's gone. That was definitely escape velocity. Now he's on his way. He'll be up for about a month, and we'll be back with the next ghost stargazing, and Cosmo will be back. By the way, Cosmo gets a lot of screen time, and he is available for sponsorship, and we can do all sorts of fun, creative stuff with him. So if you want to get your astro business involved and sponsor a naughty sloth, Cosmo's available at the minute. He's available. How's it going there, Neil? You got it right?
It's not letting me share Stellarium, but it's going to let me share Stellarium Web. So I need to just remember how to use this a second. So I'm going to...
Dun, dun, dun. I'll entertain the troops. Come on, go stargazers. Say goodnight. We're going in 5 minutes. This is your last time to drop into the comments. If you've got anything to say, speak now or forever hold your peace, because we're going to be out of here. I'm going to be on the dance floor in half an hour. So here it is. Here it is. It's come. It's come.
Right. Cool. So this is stellarium-web.org. It's like a free planetarium software. And I've set the date and time, okay, to 25th of January, 6 o'clock. So tomorrow evening, Saturday evening at 6 o'clock. This is a really good time to look out for the planets. And one reason is I've checked the weather forecast. It's actually looking quite clear across the whole of the UK. So 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, have a look out towards the west. Okay, so here's the cardinal points. So here's south. So towards the southwest, you'll see very, very bright Venus, unmistakable. And just below Venus is Saturn. I saw it the other night. It's actually quite faint. It looks like quite a faint star. But it's there. It's visible naked eye just below Venus. And then moving across, you have the planet Jupiter and Mars as well. Okay, so these 4 planets are easily visible. There's one in between them, Uranus. You can just about make out Uranus is below this cluster called the Pleiades. So if you have a pair of binoculars, you can have a look, find the Pleiades, and then just below right of the Pleiades, you might just find a tiny little green dot, which is Uranus. All right?
Wow, right. Do you reckon 100 my little...
Forward very quickly. I'm going to go to, if I go to 35, it's going to fast forward time. So this is now 35. Do you see this? So this is tomorrow evening, Saturday night at 25 to 7. There's a space station pass.
Oh, really come on. How exciting is that?
See the ISS? So the ISS is going to go over. That, again, is easily visible naked eye. Probably looks as bright as Jupiter. Okay, so that's definitely something to look out for tomorrow evening at 25 to 7. And then Robin was talking about National Astronomy Week and observing the moon going across the sky. So if I'm just going to fast forward time and bring in the moon. So this is now the 1st of February, again at 6:30-ish. Do you see here, if I just zoom in, we've got a gorgeous, what's called a conjunction. Saturn, a lovely crescent moon, and Venus will all be visible in the evening sky on the 1st of February. And then as the week goes on, so I'll just advance a day at a time. So here's the 2nd of February. You see that the moon's moving across the sky, changing its phase or its appearance. It will be a half moon on the 5th when it's going to be near Uranus. And then it's going to be near Jupiter on the 6th. And it does a little it goes right across the sky, and it'll even meet Mars as well. Pretty much on the 9th, it'll be really close to Mars. Do you see that? Ignore these horrible satellites. But yes, there
Yeah,
is.
so let's just say the Parade of Planets. I know the media have touted it as like the 25th of January, but it is going to be occurring for the next couple of weeks. So you've not missed it. If you don't see it tonight or tomorrow, you've definitely not missed
tomorrow
it.
night's probably one of the best nights. Notice, do you see I've advanced through to the first week of February, Saturn is starting to get a little bit low in the sky. So as it gets lower in the sky, it's harder to spot. So yeah, so that's my top tip. If you miss it this weekend, just keep an eye out for it over the coming weeks. And if you're looking at perhaps going to an event, you can have a look at my website, and there's loads and loads and loads of events on the website.
Right, Neil, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for all of your diligent hard work of bringing the astronomy communities together and getting people out just simply to look up. It's a big endeavour and you do it beautifully. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Bye. Yeah. Oh, it's time to go. Normally when I finish this show, I'm depressed because it's like I've transformed my whole flat, done all my hair, done all my makeup, and I just switch it off and it's like, well, I'm all dressed up and no place to go. But tonight, I have got somewhere to go. I think I'm going to go out dancing, although I still might not. I might be persuaded otherwise. Let's have a look. One last comment. Excellent show. Thank you for feeding my ego, Bob. It's always lovely to have you on. We're going to play the good night theme and just a final closing thought. And that's it for the week. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Good to see you in a couple of weeks. It's time for our soothing lullaby of a closing theme. Good night, stargazers. You've been really amazing. Good night to you. Love from the Go Stargazing crew. Oh, thanks. I'll just read the last couple of comments. Thank you very much, Andy. Space for all. Great show. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Double D, thanks, Vicky. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to be switching it off in about 10 seconds. It's 9 o'clock. Oh, good show. Thank you, Simon. Enjoy your night out. All right. Well, it's signed in stone now, isn't it? Set in stone. I've got to go and dance. Carlton Club Manchester, under threat from closure. A very amazing social club with a very varied schedule. I know I was cross-contaminating my interests there, but yeah, Carlton Club Manchester. I think I'm going to be there very, very shortly. Right, we're going to go. Good night, stargazers. You've been really amazing.